Good morning, folks. Kirk here with Kirk, Giordano Plastering. What we're doing is a foundation stucco repair on the entire house. This part of the house just happens to be in the shade. Best part for you folks to see what we're doing. Number one on the lath is put your drip screed and make sure it's an inch below the wood. That way the water goes on the paper. It comes out through these holes. It's called a drip screed or a weep screed because it weeps out here. If it's too high up, it'll hit the wood, swell it, and you have to redo that. So make certain that's an inch below. 2 layers of paper. Both layers go under the existing paper if you can salvage it. A lot of times you can't. Then you put the 17 gauge wire and you tie our wire to the existing wire. Otherwise you get the perimeter crack. And I'm doing these corners right here. I like to use a hammer and nail. What I do is I'm putting this guy on just like that, and I'm making sure it lines up here and it lines up at the bottom. If not, it's going to be cockeyed and crooked. So that's it for the lath. All right, folks, this is the scratch coat. Now what we have here is we put on the first coat, which is about 3/8 of an inch thick. It's a good thing to do also. They make these trowels right here where you can put a scratch coat. You can do tile with them also. What I like to do is get a scratcher and put some tape on it. Now you wet the scratcher and the tape acts as a guide. It tears off certain areas and you always go horizontal. You never go vertical. That way the next coat will adhere to that. But if you go vertical, sometimes the next coat, if it's a cold or wet day, it'll slide right down. So you're always going horizontal. And around this gas meter is a wee bit tricky, but we scratch it anyhow. And I started the same spot that we were at while we did the lath. Now, I'll take it right through here to show you. So if you're doing this, it's important to just let the tape get off any clinkers. Now, we use the brush. Cheap brush is the best brush, 2-inch brush per corner. You want to go like that and get all the mud off the corners. That way when we come to do the next coat, we won't have any clinkers. And again, I already explained how it's important to get this corner lined up with this corner. That's about the most important thing with these areas like so. Take this brush, go over the corners just like that, both sides. That way you got a clean finish here, so when the next coat is applied, there's no clinkers. Sure, another important thing is, say like a window here, you're just going to take the brush here, clean it up. We can use a brush, but what I like to use is the float too. We'll take this float, clean it up a wee bit, get that cleaned up right there. And then we clean the drip screed, the bottom of it. Alright guys, another important aspect of the scratch coat, not only do you have to have your horizontal scratch line, you take a sponge float, it's easier than a brush, and you just get the joint right here. What you don't want is this stucco to be past this existing stucco because the next coat will be too full. It's okay if it's too thin because you could add more. So a wet float, you come here, you go all the way around it. Wet float, all the way around it. That way, your next coat, you're not fighting it. You don't want to fight it on any of the coats. Remember, this is about skill, not about strength or muscle. You can be weak and still do this. It doesn't take a lot of strength. It takes a lot of skill. A little bit at a time, you'll get there. Alright folks, well there you have it, the scratch coat done completely around the entire home. Now notice, to take a little show that way, we cleaned up everything real nice. The ground's got to be cleaned up, the window, the wood, everything's got to be cleaned up just right. Because you can do a great job matching finishes, but if you leave a mess, that's the only thing most folks are going to recognize. So, cleanup is real important also. Anyway, that's it for this scratch coat. We're in Alameda, so Alameda they have a scratch coat inspection. They're not using rapid set, so we are going to go with the inspection. It's Friday. We'll probably come back next week, Monday, Tuesday. But There it is, folks. You'll see us do the final coat. This dash finish is blown on. Thank you. All right, guys. Now we're doing the dash. Dash brush, 8-inch bristles. So what I generally do is, I got some soupy mud here. Then I have some water here. I'll dip the brush in the water and clean it up. That way you can see it's dripping water, and I put a little bit of water in here, and we spin it in here. I don't want it too soupy or too stiff. But the idea is, it's called dashing, just like the old saying, dash of salt. You're just going to use your wrist and flick it on there. Not sure how well that camera will show this going on unless you possibly zoom in. But the idea is, now that the entire house has got the second coat on it, and we've floated everything, this is technically a third coat, but I call third coats color coats myself. So, depending on the city, they like to say this is the third coat, but it's a dash finish over a second coat. So, you spin this dash brush, and this does take practice. I make it look a lot easier than it is, but I've been doing this a lot of years, so anybody pick up the brush and say, yeah, I seen that guy do it on YouTube. A little bit difficult if you haven't experienced it before. Just like anything else. The more practice you have in something, the better you're going to get at it. So, this is what I'm going to do around the entire house. Right by the door, obviously, if I go this way, I'm going to get it all over the screen. So, I'm going to go vertical right here because I want a lot less mess to clean. It's bad enough we're going to have a lot of mess to clean as is, so I don't want to make more. Again, Kirk Giordano with Kirk Giordano Plastering. Hope you enjoyed this little episode as far as how to do it. For those of you who don't know how to do it or don't want to, feel free to call us, Kirk Giordano Plastering, or call somebody else, because we do make it look a lot easier than it actually is. Thank you for your time, and you have a great day. Alright guys, now we're completely done with everything. We're all cleaned up. Our drip screeds are cleaned underneath here, the windows, lights, doors, all the concrete around the whole perimeter of the house. Because if that looks bad, then our work looks bad. Again, remember, this is for those of you who want to do it but don't know how. Thank you, Jason, for helping me do this, not only and doing the video. And you folks have a great day.